Is Elon Musk a genius or is he crazy? Hello. I don't think anyone for a long time has created such an opposing range of opinion, from those who love him to those who hate him.
These are terrible.
And many are in the same family. I'm guilty of being called a Tesla fanboy, even though I'm in my 70s. Drove gas cars for 50 years and probably have done more than 1 million miles. The anti-Tesla brigade have run out of real arguments, and all they've got left is insults, calling you a fanboy. But is Elon a genius or is he crazy? Hello, my name's Nigel. Thank you very much to all my subscribers, and if you don't, please consider it. I hope you can leave a comment below. And thank you very much for joining me today. So let's look at some of the facts. He didn't start Tesla, but he has taken it to an amazing success, and profits from Tesla are greater than any other EV maker. Many times they almost went bankrupt. Many legacy automakers lose as much as Tesla make on every EV they made. Now, Tesla made 1.8 million cars last year, and excluding BYD, they're miles ahead of the competition. BMW, Mercedes, Ford, GM, Toyota are miles behind them. 2.5 years ago, I decided to buy my final car, as I had owned many, and I wanted it to be a really good one. It had to be the best car I'd ever owned. Why not? I thought I had deserved it, and it would be my final car. I thought about a McLaren, but that would be ridiculously expensive. I thought about a Bentley, but that would be very, very expensive to run. Jaguar F-Type was a very good contender, a bit like the E-Type back in the 60s that people like me just didn't buy. But it looked pretty good, but it was only a two-seater. And when I watching YouTube and saw many YouTubers talking about the Tesla Model 3, I thought, wow, that's fantastic. It's certainly got the performance of the Jaguar F-Type, but it's a sensible family 5 people saloon. So it looked perfect, and I have to say, it looked quite fantastic. I did once own an MGTF, 10-year-old one in 2015, one of the last ones ever built in Oxford in this country. And that's the only other car that makes me smile every time I see it, like the Tesla. I think it's a fantastic looking car. But then again, I wouldn't I? Because I'm a Tesla fanboy. So I decided to buy a Tesla. I looked at the second-hand price, but there was such a small amount between new and second-hand. It wasn't much of a saving, just a few £1,000s. Now there's a huge saving. They're half the price, and you can get Teslas from £15,000. And if I was buying one now, I would pretty much buy a used Tesla. The other thing is we kind of tend to think in terms of 100,000 miles with a diesel car. Once it's done that, there's not much life left in it. Although I did have a diesel that went to 140,000 miles. Some Teslas are doing 400,000-500,000 miles. And I think buying a Tesla that's done 100,000 miles, I would have no hesitation. With diesel, I used to think, well, try and get something about 50,000 and you've got a few years left in it. And you might pay a little bit more, but it would be worth it. But as far as Tesla's concerned, I would have no problem buying a Tesla that's done more than 100,000 miles. I did have a number of company cars, and that was nice. They were the only new ones, but all my cars were used second-hand. And I've saved a fortune over the decades with depreciation. Now, I enjoy blogging about on YouTube, and I get the Tesla fanboy tag, which is very amusing from stupid people who have run out of any sensible arguments against Tesla EVs. The car is like none other that I've ever driven. It feels so good. It's a great driving experience. And the only way you can appreciate it is to book yourself a Tesla test drive. Now, the Supercharger network is amazing, and really only Tesla who are stopping us paying 70, 80 and 90p a kilowatt hour, as the superchargers are in the right place and at sensible prices. Many of the public chargers are owned by the oil companies and the legacy automakers, and they really don't want you to buy an EV. And so they want to charge maximum they can per kilowatt hour, so people will say, well, actually, it's cheaper to buy petrol or diesel. Thank goodness there's Tesla with their supercharger network to bring the price down. Now, charging at home is the 10th the price of gas. I've worked the sums out many, many times, and charging at a Tesla supercharger based on my Tesla is almost half the price of diesel and petrol. Time and time again, I get comments that not everybody can charge at home, but the majority of people in this country can, and millions of people who don't own an EV could be charging at home and making a huge saving. There's also lots of government grants for employers and landlords to install chargers. When I first saw the first bank of Tesla superchargers about 6-7 years ago on a motorway services, I thought, that's crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And if you had asked me then about Elon Musk, I would have said he's absolutely mad. But now, look at their supercharger network is just supreme. You can go from Scotland to Cornwall, no problem, and east to west, west to east. It's so easy. Now, Tesla hardly advertise at all. In fact, they don't. They save billions every year. They rely on YouTubers and word of mouth. And people tell other people how good they are. They don't have a marketing department or sales department, and you order the car online. They don't have dealers. It's a place where you collect your Tesla from. There's no commissions and very limited expense. Tesla had a referral scheme at the time I bought mine. And if you used a link, you had a discount, and so the person whose link you used. I had planned to use the link and to talk about my Tesla Model 3 on YouTube. Unfortunately, Tesla stopped it 3 days after I purchased my Model 3. They introduced it recently, and I'm very grateful to David Cohen for buying a Tesla Model Y with my referral code. And he will get a discount, and I also get some free supercharging miles. Now, Octopus Energy also do this, referral benefits, but they are a tech company quite similar to Tesla. It's a great way of getting a sale without employing a sales force. I was a salesman for many years, and I can see with YouTube sales, in many respects, salespeople could be redundant. The great thing about the referral code is that you only pay out when the sale is made, and you're not training a sales force, company cars, etc., etc., etc. On a side note, people often complain that when you're waiting for a Tesla to charge at superchargers, you're wasting time, and time is money, forgetting that you might need to stretch your legs, go to the loo, get a coffee or something to eat. But my job, and I know there's many people on the road like me, wasn't just about driving. It's about making appointments, making notes, phoning, speaking to head office, speaking to your customers, speaking to colleagues. It's not just about driving. And when I was a rep, I always used to have to pull over and do these tasks. And of course, if I was doing that job now, I would be doing that at the supercharger. It's not just about driving from A to B. Elon Musk made a point that there's enough energy from the sun to power everything on the planet 100 times. He also said that if you took away the nuclear power station, replacing the land it was on with wind turbines and solar panels, it would produce as much energy. I don't know if that's true, but it's certainly something that's worth looking into, worth thinking about. So the current referral program has ended. It may not be in your area. It may still be going, but the beauty of the system is that if Tesla order books are full, no need for a referral program. But if the sales slow down, Tesla could reintroduce it. And there'll be plenty of people like me who are happy to offer their referral code. Whether or not I get discounts for miles, whatever, I talk about my Tesla Model 3, how I find it, and it's a great car. It's a great driving experience, compares with no other car I've never had. There you are, come on, leave a comment, you're a fanboy. At least call me a fan, Grandad. So, is Elon Musk a genius or a madman? Please let me know your thoughts. My own opinion is I'm leaning towards genius. He's upset the oil industry, the manufacturing, legacy automakers, dealerships. No one has done what he's achieved. I wish he would make a smaller EV. Sorry, but I don't think it's any service to the planet making big Cybertrucks, unless you're in the US, you're a farmer, you're a builder, but not on the European roads and cities. It's really much too big. Please make a smaller electric vehicle. That would be fantastic. I would have bought it, but I knew it's going to take years and years, and he probably won't make as much money, which that's a shame, but I hope he does. So thank you very much for getting this far. I hope you can leave a comment below. Please subscribe if you want to. Thanks very much. See you next time, and please drive carefully. Thanks a lot. Bye.